And I wanted to see if I can get into Sisters the back way on the BDR. We're not going to do an illegal today. Not on camera, I'm not doing that. It's called that because it has fingers, you see. 3 of them. Warm on the bottom, you're catching them like crazy. Oh, that's a cat track for sure. The fact that I'm not crapping my pants right now, pretty good indicator of how comfortable I feel with this bike. It's probably dumb. Woe be to he that must cross, as I have just done. Oh, shit. This is not a salvageable situation. Hello friends, I am here on the 390 and I just want to welcome you to Operation Get the 390 to 1,000 miles as quickly as possible this spring. I've had this bike for a few months, I've barely ridden it, and I'm aiming to rectify that by getting on it as much as I can now that the weather is sort of okay. Today we are on the Santiam Pass near Hoodoo, that's Hoodoo, and I wanted to see if I can get into Sisters the back way on the BDR, and I wanted to see the snow levels because we should be looking at 4-foot snow drifts right now, and obviously we aren't. So there is enough snow that I'm concerned I will not be able to take the whole road that I want to. Probably for sure won't be able to go up Cache Mountain, but let's go see. Because you can ride snowmobiles here, that's true. Well, I think April 1st is the cutoff, right? So, or is it May 1st? They're not snowmobile trails, though, these are roads. There are ways in, but they involve riding trails that are probably covered in snow right now. It's not as clear as I thought, which is honestly good, but not as fun for this video today. It's probably close, but with the gate closed, we're not going to do an illegal today, so... Well, shoot. This is like the only place there's any snow, though. We are at the very top of the pass. Like, I don't think Hoodoo even opened this year. There's no snow up there. All right, well, that changes our plans for the day into I have no plan for the day. This makes me think it's time to improvise. Also, my buddy Ryan wants to host a rally here. He couldn't get the permits for this year, but this is the staging area for a potential rally. I forgot what he's calling it. Something cool. The Something Cool rally. I just call it Ryan's rally. And the great thing about staging here is, one, we're like right on the BDR, and my favorite riding on the BDR is right here. Like Cache Mountain is right over there. 2, you don't need to be street legal because this is an OHV park, so you could come here with a dirt bike and take off from camp and be able to just ride your dirt bike and never have to hit pavement, worry about any of that. Yeah, it is locked. Could get around, but not on camera. I'm not doing that. November 15th to May 1st. Okay. I was hoping it was April 1st, but no. So they close all the roads up here because snowmobiles, and they don't want wheels like screwing up the very well-groomed snowmobile trails. It's just this year's a little unusual because there's no snow, so there's nothing to screw up. But technically it's illegal, so let's keep rolling, see what we find. Well, maybe this is becoming the road trip test because I've been on the road for an hour and a half on the highway, up the mountains, through the twisties, and I gotta say, this thing, it's definitely a different experience. Like, just because you got to work the gears a lot, stay in the revs, and it's not the most powerful bike ever, but it's done fine. I only really found the limitations when I was trying to pass people at like 70 uphill, and 6th gear is like, nah, I don't think so. You can put it in 5th and get a little bit of oomph, but in terms of throwing into the twisties, I got some footage of that. It's been pretty good. I've mostly been able to pass at will, so it's road trippable for sure. It's not the most comfortable bike, it's very vibey, as I pointed out before, although some people in the comments that own these have said that mellows out some over time, so that's the other reason why I'm trying to get some miles on this bike, to see if that's the case. I have not been to Round Lake in years. Let's go see what the road looks like and what the lake looks like. Gotta get some dirt in today. Not a great test if you don't like do all the things that people buy these bikes for. When I was a kid, my grandpa every year would come camp at Round Lake and go deer hunting. And it was awesome, like this super heavily wooded, tons of trees. This really neat place to camp out in the middle of the woods, but not too far from the highway, and there was a big fire. When was that one? 2010-ish? 2008, somewhere in there, and all of that is gone now. It's basically just like a big empty field with some very small trees. Unfortunately, it looks like that. A lot of burned up husks, so it'll never look like it did when I was a kid again in my lifetime. Also, someone's gonna ask, what's that tablet? It's still the Adventure Tech Pro, still testing it, and I'm just running DMD2 today, which everyone tells me I need to use, so I downloaded it, we're giving it a shot. Okay, these tires, are good and predictable, but they're definitely not as grippy. There's three-fingered jack. It was behind the mountain. It's called that because it has fingers, you see. 3 of them. Yeah. So many jokes I'm not going to make about a three-fingered jack. That is a shield volcano. And I knew what that was once, but I just remembered that that's what it is. That's why it's so like skinny and wide. Man, just imagine this with like 100-foot tall fir trees and hemlocks. And God, it was amazing. Like they all look like that when I was a kid. Actually, this might be it right here. I think it is, absolutely. It's 100% it. We used to camp across the way there, and then there was like a whole camping area down here. Nice little, I don't know if that's a lodge or just like someone's house over there. Someone's cabin. Pretty neat. Very cool spot. And this guy having a great time. What a cool experience to come here and camp with your daughter and paddleboard around. That's good dadding. Tons of fish jumping too. I bet you just worm on the bottom, you're catching them like crazy. This would be a great spot for the camper. Even off the bike, I just, without a lot of shade and wind protection, I just sometimes don't want to be in a tent in a spot like this. God, I spent hours in these woods when they were woods, just wandering around, looking for stuff. And we used to camp over here. Yep, in this spot, there was a lot more woods there, but it's still nice. There's a fire pit, firewood, there's a picnic table, so that's good. Interesting. So the color coding is interesting. I wonder how they determine that. The people, I mean, it's open source. Do people like send in road reports? Because this is definitely different than the road I came in on. And it's a yellow versus a green. Like I have to stand up, so it's a little different. Oh my God, look at Jefferson. Wow. Not bad, huh? Not bad. You can get three-finger jack and Jefferson. Wow, it's incredible out here. Don't love the fires, but I do like the views when the trees are gone. Look at that. Look at the sisters, man. Oh, actually, and that cache right there, I think, or the one there, Washington, 3 sisters. What is this little cinder cone off to the right here? I wonder if you can get up there. Oh, it looks like that's the turn right there. It looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, that might go up there. That's one thing I'll say about this bike. I'm not afraid to do a little exploration on it. I would be on a bigger adventure bike. Let's just see. Oh, that is loose as hell. Oh my God. Yeah, that's loose. That's loose, buddy. Never been out here before, so God knows what we're walking into. Fortunately, this thing's easy enough to turn around. Oh, it's very loose. Wow. I don't see any signs. I don't think this is a snowmobile trail. Looks like a road on the map. The map tells me when it's a trail. Looks like maybe there's a road around the base. I don't know if it goes to the top. Let's see. This way goes to whatever the loop is. We are going to have to double back. This is all dead end stuff, but first time I've used DMD, I'm shocked to see all these little roads on here. That's good. Half the time, Gaia doesn't even have all these weird little tertiary roads. Well, that's a loop. Let's see where the loop goes. It's worth a minute. As long as it doesn't start raining. It's not supposed to. Oh, chipmunk. That's a squirrel. That's a chipmunk. Thank you for the illustration, fellas. So this is the loop. Huh. Well, that's where it comes out. Yeah, there's a little snow right here. And it's very sandy all of a sudden. Yeah, this is probably dumb. Okay, well, by myself, and it never gets better. You always think it's going to. What is that? Oh, that's a cat track for sure. Not big enough to be a cougar, I don't think, unless it's a baby. It looks like a lynx, or we have bobcat up here, not lynx. My bad. That's crazy. Let me get a picture of that. Seems like a good time to say thank you to the sponsor for today's video, which is, of course, Cyclops Adventure Sports, makers of my fantastic aux lights and the Tough Lights turn signals that are indestructible and guaranteed to be so. Increasing my visibility on the road, and the cool thing about the Tough Lights are they work as running lights and turn signals as well, and on the ones on the back work as tail lights and turn signals and brake lights. So right now they're tail lights. If I hit the brake, they light up, and when I use them as a turn signal, they blink, obviously. In fact, I can show you that at least. So you can see, now it's orange. It was red a minute ago, and if I hit the brakes, it'll be bright red. And I've also got the Skane P3, which increases your visibility from the rear to a massive degree because of the conspicuity flicker, which you're probably seeing on the camera right now. That draws the eye, and the other drivers know you're there. And they also function as turn signals and brake lights. So good stuff. Love my Cyclops setup, and the best part about it is it's also tough, because I've seen these guys test it themselves, and they don't screw around. I never worry about breaking anything, no matter what bike I put it on. Never had an issue with that. With the Cyclops stuff, solid. Those guys can ride. They love riding. They're big supporters of the community, and so excited to be working with them. Head over to cyclopsadventuresports.com. Use promo code DORK in the road and save 10%, which is a nice chunk of change, depending on what you're buying. Yeah, you see how loose? It's all sandy. The fact that I'm not crapping my pants right now, pretty good indicator of how comfortable I feel with this bike, because I don't love sand. I don't hate it when I'm on a dual sport. I don't love it on an adventure bike. It does look like that loop goes up though, so I wonder if there's a decent view on the back side. That'd be neat to come back and check it out when that snow is melted. Wanted to take the BDR from Hoodoo, but couldn't get in up there, but I think I can cut over from here and get on it to the rest of the way to Sisters, so let's see. This map is hella useful, actually. I hate how much I like this bike. We're actually very close to Cache Mountain. That alternate hard section is right up here. And we're way closer than I thought. I'm gonna guess it's not difficulty on these roads, it's the numbering system, because the 4-number roads are main roads, those are the greens, and then everything else is secondary or tertiary, and they're different colors. Another interesting thing DMD does is if you get close to a track that's on your map, it starts trying to guide you to it whether you told it to or not, which is great in some cases and freaking annoying in others, I bet. There's the Sisters again. Gotta know right where we are now. This is that fork. I usually take the left. Yep, I've definitely been here before. So I want to take this right to get back on the road around Cache. Yeah. Holy shit, I might be able to get up there. At least we can get close. Should we go see? It's probably dumb. If there's snow, I'll just turn around. It's whatever. I took the Enduro up here. I should be able to take this. All right, on to the optional harder section on the Oregon BDR. In about 100 feet, it looks like. This is some gnarly shit, dude. Oh. The rain ruts have definitely only gotten worse this winter. Just like side hilling the whole way. Man. And woe be to he that must cross, as I have just done. Not a turn, okay. Chunky soup. Oh yeah, I picked the wrong side, didn't I? Oh. Alright, the traction on these tires is not terrible. I'm gonna have to ditch this mid layer. I've got the windproof layer underneath, and I'm gonna start sweating if I keep doing this. Holy shit. Yeah, wow. Hey, a tiny bit of snow. Oh, kickstand again. Goddamn thing. Okay. Not quite. Dude, it's loose. I am bottoming the rear occasionally. I don't even know what the preload's at back there, so I know I'm too heavy for the spring. They're gonna fix that eventually. All right, are we gonna hit snow on the way up? That is the question. Hit snow right here. Yep. I don't know, it doesn't bode well for getting to the top. This has been a pretty fun test regardless. Oh shit. Oh my god. That was the greatest save of my life. Oh, my life flashed before my eyes. Did you see that? I don't even know what happened. So loose. Look at that. So many times I was like, just crash, just crash. Your brain just starts running so fast. But I was like, no, ride, you'll be okay. And then I thought I was going over the edge there and was about to bail, but saved by the manzanita bush. I got something smoking here. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, okay, I gotta get this up. I'm not very far off the edge, which is nice. Whew. Holy shit, that was something. That was something. Well, it's easy to pick up. I haven't picked it up before. I'm very stuck on this tree. This bush. Oh yeah, it's like part of it. Well, there's your problem. Let me show you the issue I'm having. This is a situation where that Z-drag I have that's sitting at home on the shelf would have been really helpful to pull me out of this mess. It's not very steep, but the back tire is super dug in. So I think I have to push the bike over, pull the back tire over, because if I can get it up out of that hole, I might be able to get it back on the embankment. It's not very steep, it's just really wet and loose. So yeah, that's, I think, the plan right now. Not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Now, if there was another person here that could just pull the front wheel for me and this wouldn't be a problem, but it's just me, so we're gonna figure it out. And I'm 90% sure, in fact, let's see. I'm pretty damn sure the kickstand hit the ground. That's what happened. Because I was in this rut over here, kickstand would have been in the middle, and I must have had my foot on it and pushed it down. It hit, kicked my, yeah, see, I'm fine. I don't know if you can see where it is. So easy track, cruising, and then that's suspicious. And then suddenly I'm all over, like trying to contain my speed. Man, definitely should have just tried to stay on the right side. That would have been a lot easier, but hey, could have been worse. I thought I was going over this cliff, and I did not. Not yet, anyway. Give it time. I always hate pushing these over. I never know if I'm going to get it back up again. This kickstand is the worst piece of shit on the planet. I've got this rack to grab onto. Get my way long. Okay. Now the front end so we can go more or less straight and not back into the hole. All right, let's give her a shot. Oh, is it in gear? I hope it's in gear. It's not. I'd be at the bottom of the hill by now. Oh, baby, no. Don't do that. And now we're not rolling back anymore. Come on. Oh, I'm farther down than I was. Get a little momentum. But it's not happening. Honestly, sideways might work better. If I could get it up. Like, that's what I really want. Go farther down the hill, you son of a bitch. It's just getting farther and farther down. Quit trying to cheat. You're gonna have to drag it up. You're gonna run out of room. We're so close. This ground is just absolute garbage. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. Assuming we can get the bike upright. Oh, that didn't help at all. All right, last chance. If this doesn't work, I don't know if we're getting out of here. This is damn near vertical. I put a bunch of shit under the rear tire. Maybe I can get just a little traction. That's all I need. Yeah, we're done. I'm not getting it up that. I gotta call for help. Damn it. I don't want to call for help. Stupid is, I crashed right here. I've only made it worse. This is not a salvageable situation. Update. Cavalry is on the way. Grace's husband Wes is gonna come get me. He's probably 20 minutes away at this point. He spends a lot of time wheeling and camping out here, particularly in the winter. And he has a winch, so I think we can get the bike out. But I've gotten it upright, because that seems easier than dragging it sideways up the embankment, and it's just resting on a log down there. It also just seemed like maybe leaving it laying upside down was not best for it long term. I don't think I'm going out solo without my Z-Drag again. Thank God for satellite texting is all I'm gonna say. And I have my inReach, so worst case I could have used that, but I was able to just text from my phone because I have that on T-Mobile. Otherwise, it is 3.5 miles as the crow flies to the highway, probably 5 on the road. It's about a mile, 1.1 miles to the mainish road over there, but today, I don't know how much traffic there'd be. I wouldn't risk it. I'd go the other way, try to get to the highway, and it would be dark by the time I got there. Having tools and survival gear is important, but having a way to communicate is more important, because being able to communicate will keep you from having to use anything else. So make sure you've got a way to communicate, preferably more than one way. I have 2. And thank God for that. Can't wait to winch this thing out of there. You can't park there. The other stupid thing about this situation, as I've had an hour to sit here and contemplate it, is there should be another option for getting out of here. Because if you can't go uphill, you can usually go down, and it's fairly wide open out here. So if I could get down, I could theoretically get over here and back up to the road, but I'm just surrounded by all these logs because the fire and all the trees fell down. So it would require, even if I could get the bike turned around, getting them over these logs. And if I'd crashed over there or up there where there's not this perfect box of logs, could theoretically have gotten the bike pointed downhill and tried to ride it out. But right here is like the perfect storm. I'm not complaining, mind you, because that crash could have been a lot worse. I thought I was going over the edge on all this stuff. It's crazy how the adrenaline spikes and everything slows down. I had a whole conversation with myself in the 2 seconds from when it first hit the ground to when I stopped moving. Was like, oh, you're crashing, let go. No, don't go, let go. Hold on, ride it out. Oh, point it back on the road. Oh, you're going off the road. Oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, just slow down, hit the brake. And then right as I was like, I better bail if it goes over this edge, I was gonna jump back up onto the road. It just hit this bush and stopped. This is not my worst crash ever, but it's definitely the worst situation I've ever been in by myself. I've been in some really messed up situations with other people, but not in danger, not hurt, just inconvenient. Help is on the way. You know what occurs to me now? Let me look. Yeah, so initially, you can see the front tire was there and the rear tire was there. Honestly, if I'd been smart, I would have just tugged the rear back up the hill. I probably could have done that, but hindsight is 20/20. Anyway, Wes is just a few minutes away now, I think, so we'll get this situated. Oh, sometimes an angel arrives in a black Toyota Tundra. Oh, thank God for the winch. This will be easy, theoretically. He is bumping some tunes.
You need a lift?
I need a pull, I think.
You're almost out.
You know, I started out right here, literally and it just kept rolling.
You need a beer.
I need about 11 beers. So Wes is rigging a snatch block around the tree, which is more or less in a straight line to pull me up through the gap. So we just went around the forks, and I'm gonna walk with the bike to keep it upright. We'll just pull it up slowly, should be golden, theoretically. One way or the other, if it falls over and we have to drag it up, I don't give a shit. It's getting out of there.
So you were barely off the road and then tried to get out of that hole And it just kept going.
So I dragged the
That's
ass
so
over,
soft.
thinking I could go straight, and it just slid down and buried itself again. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah, baby.
Oh, this is good news.
Come on.
Oh shit, I wasn't feeling it. Put it back.
Huh?
Block is magic, bro.
Oh, mother of God.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it slides back down, we'll just hook it back up. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I owe you one. Yeah, it looks like weather's starting, so I'm gonna get the hell out of here. All right, dude. Thank you. Yeah, if I crash again? All right, that's fair. So let's just hope this thing is not damaged in any significant way. We are gonna take it quite a bit easier on the way down for obvious reasons. Huge thanks, that's Wes. That's Grace's husband, saving my ass. So all told, I sat up here for a few hours, but honestly, not hurt, nothing's broken. There wasn't any danger. The most dangerous thing I saw was a tick on my pant leg, which I gave it the old flickaroo. The KTM seems fine, at least so far. We're gonna take it nice and slow on the way out and head home. I'm shocked I didn't get rained on. I probably will on the way home, it looks like. It's definitely getting colder, so I'm not gonna go any direction but towards home at this moment. So, thanks to Cyclops for sponsoring this much more exciting video than I was anticipating. And thanks to Wes for not quite saving my life, but it definitely feels like it at this moment. And the best part is he's coming out the way I am, so if I get stuck again, he can save me. Yeehaw. Yeah, definitely a little more gun shy at this point. Can't imagine why. But this road is not in a condition to not be ridden semi-aggressively. Yeah, so lessons learned. Take your Z-Drag when you're by yourself, particularly when you have an empty bag on the bike, because I just threw these on to test them and there's nothing in one side. I definitely had time for that. There's a company in Bend that makes a winch called Dragon Systems. You should probably get one of those. It folds up even smaller than the Z-Drag. But that would have gotten me out. Just a weird fluke, because I started out so close to the road and it just kept getting worse and worse, farther and farther, as I tried to get myself out. But thank God for communication. I think that's the most important thing. I don't have my survival gear, but I would not have had to spend the night out here. I would have had to walk in the dark probably to the highway, but it's about 6 miles away down the road, and it's mostly downhill, so it wouldn't be super slow going, but it would definitely have taken me several hours. But fortunately that didn't happen because I had communication, so satellite texting, satellite messenger, inReach, invaluable. Anyway, I don't know, I'm exhausted. I don't have anything clever to say, so I'm just gonna end the video and focus on riding out of here. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. And please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Oh, thank you.
Excellent!